This summer in July, the Sweet Auburn Market was the victim of a smash and grab robbery. The security manager showed us this video. You can see the white van plowing through the doors of the Sweet Auburn Curb Market, which is just down a block or so from Grady Memorial Hospital. About 6 or 7 guys came in, they pried loose the ATM and took off in another vehicle and got away.
And you can almost see this guy's face right here, right there, when he jumped in. And now he's going to smash it about 2 or 3 times.
Now, the robbery did not deter the spirit of the Curb Market. They opened for business the same day. Now, back with me and joining me here on the program is Gene Kansas. He's a commercial real estate investor and responsible for leasing space at the Curb Market. We really appreciate you being on the program. Tell me a little bit about your involvement now and working with the Curb Market and what your job or role is at this point.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. And real quick, I should note that Miss D's pralines are delicious, but these guys took a grab and go to a new level.
Did they take some of those too?
They missed them. They missed the best part.
The best part. What were they thinking? Right?
But yeah. So the Curb Market is the city's oldest public market. It opened its doors in 1924, and for its 90-year history, it's done a great job. But the city, along with the municipal market company, decided to take it to a new level. And they brought in my company, Gene Kansas Commercial Real Estate, to help with the leasing and marketing of it.
Great. And so what are you trying to do? Because we talked a little bit earlier here about how people may have heard about it, but they may not necessarily have gone down to check out the market. And it has a lot to offer. Yeah,
it's one of these wild things in Atlanta. Despite having 700,000 visitors a year, primarily coming from Georgia State University, it's been in Atlanta for 100 years, Grady, which is the 5th largest hospital in the U.S., and being in the Martin Luther King Historic District, very few people outside of that area know about it. So we've launched a new website, thecurbmarket.com. With the marketing, the leasing, we're really trying to add this fun flavor to it, make it more family friendly, and bringing in more international type businesses like La Metro Creperie, which is a true Parisian creperie opening up soon. Panberry's double crust pies, which is these savory English pies. It's going to be great.
What's parking like down there? I don't know if that deters people from coming into town or not.
Parking's really good if you can find it. No, it's just around the back of the building, and the first hour is validated, so free parking for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you just bring your ticket in, and then somebody there at the market will validate, right?
Right, and that I should say that's with purchase. So if you go to, let's say, Rawsome Juicery, I recommend the Rejuvenate, buy it, stamp it, and you're good to go.
Do you have a favorite spot at the market?
It depends on the day. It's kind of like what I'm feeling. Sometimes it's a burger at Grindhouse. Some days it's the baked chicken at Metro Soul. Some days it's Rawsome. But there's such a range from Venezuelan arepas to hot dogs to one of the funniest things is as you're walking through, you'll see all these great things, and then you'll see like a cow's hoof in a cooler, and you're like, where did that come from? So it's an adventure.
I must say, the first time I went down there, I was quite surprised. I mean, I had gone by it several times, driving by it, and when I went in there, it really does have a lot to offer, and it's just an experience. That's the way I describe it. It's an experience you have to have. If you live or work in the city of Atlanta, you have to go to the Sweet Auburn Market because there's just a lot of different things to look at. You get a feel of a lot of different cultures, a lot of different foods, things like that, and good people watching too.
Yeah, definitely. I was there a couple of weeks ago for lunch and ran into Doug Shipman, who's the CEO of the National Center for Civil and Human Rights. You'll run into tons of people. Like I said, Grady is right there, so you'll see doctors, nurses, you'll see a parent with a child, you'll see a student from Georgia State. It's a real variety sampling of Atlanta's identity, but we need more people to come down and see for themselves. I mean, it wasn't named number 16 in the world for nothing.
So can the Sweet Auburn Market actually revitalize the neighborhoods in that area? Some of those areas are sort of, they're in an in-between phase. I mean, you see in this video right here, homes that are locked up, boarded up, and abandoned. And so what can the market do to revitalize the community?
I think it's like anything else. Like, you can't do it alone. A huge shot in the arm is the Atlanta Streetcar Project. We're talking about a $92 million project with a stop that will be at the front door of the curb market. That's going to start rolling in April. So that type of economic development and real estate investment, along with a rising tide of market culture, like we know about Ponce City Market and Krog Street Market. People have known about Buford Highway and the Buford Highway Farmers Market for years. So I think the combination of all those things, the rising tide, the streetcar, shows like yours will help elevate.
I'm sure you're working on marketing that too, to let people know there will be a stop on that rail line that goes right to the market.
Yeah.
So there are some positive improvements that are going on in the area. I'm wondering though if some of the homes that are abandoned, if that's a deterrent. Do you believe that's a deterrent for people coming down to the market?
Well, I think it's an opportunity for people who want to invest in real estate. You know, I mean, we're talking about the Martin Luther King Historic District, the civil rights capital of the world. You know, it's extremely important. So it's not just about buying a house, it's about, you know, historic preservation. It's about keeping the heritage of our city. And for the, you know, the right type of real estate investor, it's also a huge profit potential.
Have you all seen support from leaders in the city of Atlanta? I would presume, you know, council members in that area or the mayor would be interested in trying to revitalize as well. Have you gotten some support from them?
Definitely, and Councilmember Kwanzaa Hall has, in District 2, has been a huge supporter, not just of the market, but of the entire district. And then, of course, because it's the Martin Luther King Historic District, groups like the National Trust for Historic Preservation have really gotten involved. And kind of apropos of what you were talking about, they named it as a place in peril. That's helped initiate investment programs through Invest Atlanta and others to help give loans to revitalize it.
That's great. And so when do you feel like this will be a destination spot to go down to the curb market? When do you really feel like that area will be a spot that when people come to Atlanta as a visitor, or when they live, you know, even living here, that they will go down there?
What time does this air on Sunday?
we're in a 10 o'clock half hour.
Yeah, about 10:01. No, but I do think it's already a destination for many who are right there. But what you're asking is outside of the Grady, Georgia State area. And I think just as people learn more about it and they figure out that this is something special to Atlanta and our country.
That's great. And thank you. And so do you have a timeline as far as when you want to really, you know, begin the overall revitalization of the area?
Well, I think that it's happening, and it's going to be like a snowball. And when that streetcar really starts rolling, it's going to pick up steam. But it's going now, and it'll keep going faster and faster.
That's great. Gene Kansas, thank you so much. Good work.
Thank you.
Good luck with the project as well. Some very helpful information for folks that are interested in knowing where we're going and what direction. Stay with us. When we come back, we're tasting some of the treats that you can find at the curb market. My favorite part. Come back. Public Affairs on Peach right after the break.